So in sum, this is, we think, an ideal location for this use. It's already a subdivided property. It's ready to proceed, as is the staff report. Staff recommends approval of this site subject to certain conditions. And this is a woman-owned minority business, Driller Ventures. Unfortunately, the owner, May Hauschel, is not available to be here today. She fell ill this morning. Her husband, Mr. Dunaway, who's familiar and has experience with this project and with other projects, will be able to testify on behalf of Driller Ventures. Just as a quick housekeeping matter, before jumping into testimony, I just wanted to confirm that for the record, staff has a copy of the letter from the owner of the property consenting to this application. I had provided that, and I just wanted to make sure that that was included already.
On behalf of my client, we do oppose this application, and I would just say from the start, we certainly don't oppose this land use, evidenced by the fact that we were here last month asking for the same land use. We don't even generally oppose this applicant. Competition is healthy. What we oppose is the location, and it's for the reason that we've talked about here this morning, that it is directly across the street. And if I could just circulate this map, this isn't a survey drawing, but it shows it's 143 feet away from our store. And I'd also just pass out for the record our approval letter from last month. So, as the board's talked about this morning, the town council has adopted a setback between these types of uses, a half a mile between cannabis dispensaries. And so in doing so, the town council said it's in the public interest to have a separation between these types of land uses. And certainly we shouldn't have them directly across the street from one another. Nonetheless, that's what's being proposed this morning. And I think that's problematic, specifically in terms of your legal findings. I think it undercuts a number of them. And so first, in terms of the first finding, you have to make the proposed use conforms in all aspects to the minimum requirements of the district which it is located. Again, 28-107.2A 18B specifically says there has to be a half mile between another cannabis dispensary. As evidenced by what I just passed out, this clearly doesn't meet that setback requirement. We believe that is applicable under these circumstances where the board has just approved another cannabis dispensary directly across the street. So for that reason, I would argue you don't have the authority to approve this application. I also think it undercuts the second finding. The proposed use is not adversely affecting health, safety, or general welfare of residents of the area, in that you're going to have one of two outcomes. You're either going to have two dispensaries right next to each other, or you're going to have a race to try to get open. Neither of those, I would submit, are in the public's interest.